The ocean is not just water and waves. It is a world of darkness, pressure, and silence where survival demands strange adaptations. What thrives there often looks monstrous to our eyes. Scientists believe we have barely scratched the surface of deep-sea biodiversity, and yet, the few creatures we have encountered are enough to fill any nightmare. In this first part, we will uncover 4 of the most terrifying creatures lurking in the ocean's hidden depths. The colossal giant squid, the bone-chilling anglerfish, the nightmare-inducing goblin shark, and the bizarre bone-eating zombie worms. 1. The giant squid. From legend to reality. For centuries, sailors whispered tales of sea monsters so large they could wrap their tentacles around entire ships and drag them into the abyss. These stories gave rise to the myth of the Kraken, a terrifying beast said to haunt the North Atlantic. Most people dismissed these accounts as exaggerations, until the giant squid was finally confirmed to be real. The giant squid, scientifically known as Architeuthis dux, can reach lengths of up to 43 feet. Imagine standing at the foot of a 4-story building that is roughly the size of this creature. With its enormous tentacles lined with sharp serrated suckers, the giant squid is perfectly designed to snatch prey and hold it in an inescapable grip. For centuries, no one had seen a living specimen in its natural habitat. Dead squids occasionally washed ashore or were discovered in the stomachs of sperm whales, but the living giants remained elusive. It was only in 2004 that researchers in Japan managed to photograph one in the wild, and in 2012, a team finally captured the first-ever video footage of a giant squid swimming in the depths. The giant squid lives thousands of feet below the surface, where sunlight never reaches. Down there, its massive eyes, some of the largest in the animal kingdom, are specially adapted to detect faint glimmers of light, like the bioluminescence of other creatures or the outline of an approaching predator. What makes the giant squid terrifying is not just its size, but its mystery. Scientists still do not fully understand its behavior, life cycle, or population size. If one giant squid can exist at such enormous scale, who is to say even larger versions are not out there? The deep ocean may still hold secrets that rival the legends of old. 2. The anglerfish. The monster with the glowing lure. If the giant squid embodies the terrifying scale of the ocean, the anglerfish represents its grotesque creativity. Living in the crushing darkness of the deep sea, the anglerfish looks like something designed straight out of a horror film. Its appearance is unsettling. A round, misshapen body with razor-sharp teeth that jut out like needles, too large for its mouth to even close properly. But its most distinctive feature is the bioluminescent lure that extends from its head, a glowing appendage used to attract unsuspecting prey. In the perpetual night of the deep, small fish and crustaceans are naturally drawn to this faint glow, mistaking it for safety. When they approach, the anglerfish lunges forward with terrifying speed, swallowing its prey whole. In some species, the stomach can expand to hold prey nearly twice the fish's size. Perhaps even stranger is the anglerfish's reproductive method. In many deep-sea species, males are tiny compared to the females. When a male finds a mate, he latches onto her body with his teeth, fusing his tissues and blood vessels to hers. Over time, the male's body withers away until he is little more than a pair of gonads attached to the female, providing sperm whenever she needs it. This grotesque yet efficient method ensures survival in a world where encounters between potential mates are incredibly rare. The anglerfish is a chilling reminder of how alien life in the deep can be. It thrives where no light penetrates, where crushing pressure would kill a human instantly, and yet it has evolved into one of the most efficient hunters of the abyss. 3. The goblin shark. The living fossil. If the anglerfish looks like a monster from a nightmare, the goblin shark looks like it should not exist at all. Often referred to as a living fossil, the goblin shark has remained largely unchanged for over 125 million years. It is rarely seen by humans, since it lives in the deep waters off Japan, the Gulf of Mexico, and other distant ocean regions. The goblin shark's most terrifying feature is its jaw. Unlike most sharks, the goblin shark has a highly extendable jaw that can launch forward at lightning speed, snatching prey in a split second. When viewed in slow motion, This action looks almost like a creature from a horror movie, as its entire mouth seems to detach and shoot outward. Its body is pale and flabby, with a pinkish hue that makes it appear almost ghostly. Combined with its long, flattened snout, the goblin shark does not resemble the sleek predators most people imagine. Instead, it looks bizarre, almost otherworldly. Despite its terrifying appearance, the goblin shark is not considered a direct threat to humans, as it lives far below the depths where divers or swimmers could encounter it. But its existence is unsettling, because it proves how little we know about the creatures of the deep. If something this strange can exist undisturbed for millions of years, what else might be hiding in the darkness below? 4. Zombie worms, nature's creepiest cleanup crew. If monstrous squids and nightmarish sharks sound terrifying, consider a creature that thrives by devouring the bones of the dead. Enter the zombie worm, or Osedax. Discovered in 2002, zombie worms live on whale carcasses that have sunk to the ocean floor, thousands of feet below the surface. They lack mouths, stomachs, or digestive tracts. Instead, they secrete acid to bore into the bones of dead whales, extracting fats and nutrients with the help of symbiotic bacteria living inside their bodies. What makes zombie worms particularly eerie is their appearance. They resemble tiny red root-like tendrils sprouting from the bones, creating an unsettling image of a whale skeleton covered in writhing, worm-like growths. Zombie worms play an important ecological role, recycling nutrients from the massive carcasses that fall to the ocean floor. But their method of survival is haunting, as if nature itself designed them to embody the concept of decay and death. Their discovery also raises questions about what other bizarre forms of life may exist in the deep ocean. If creatures can evolve to specialize in feeding exclusively on whale bones, there could be countless other organisms with equally strange and unsettling adaptations. And these are just the living terrors we know about. But the deep ocean holds more than just monstrous creatures. It is also a graveyard of history, hiding ruins, anomalies, and shipwrecks that defy explanation. In the next part, we will uncover the sunken mysteries that lie beneath the waves, evidence of lost civilizations, unexplained structures, and vessels frozen in time. We have seen how the deep sea breeds terrifying life forms that look like nightmares made flesh. But monsters are not the only things lurking in the abyss. Beneath the waves lie mysteries that blur the line between history, myth, and science. From ancient ruins to ghostly shipwrecks, the ocean floor is a graveyard of secrets, some natural, some man-made, and others still unexplained. In this part, we will explore 4 of the most chilling underwater mysteries ever discovered. 5. The Baltic Sea Anomaly, a possible UFO beneath the waves. In June of 2011, a team of Swedish divers scanning the floor of the Baltic Sea stumbled upon something extraordinary. Their sonar equipment detected a massive disc-shaped object resting 300 feet below the surface, roughly 200 feet in diameter, with what appeared to be perfectly straight edges and sharp angles. The formation immediately sparked global curiosity. Dubbed the Baltic Sea Anomaly, the discovery quickly gained attention because of its uncanny resemblance to a crashed spacecraft. Some claimed it looked like the Millennium Falcon from Star Wars. The anomaly appeared to have a runway-like track leading to its position, suggesting it had skidded along the seabed before stopping. Skeptics argued that it was nothing more than a natural rock formation shaped by glaciers during the Ice Age. However, divers who examined it reported strange electrical interference in their equipment whenever they approached the structure. Some claimed that their cameras and phones stopped working, only to resume normal function once they left the area. Whether it is a natural formation, an ancient ruin, or something not of this world, the Baltic Sea Anomaly remains unexplained. Its eerie presence at the bottom of a cold, dark sea is enough to unsettle even the most skeptical observers. 6. The Yonaguni Monument, ruins or natural wonder. Off the coast of Yonaguni, Japan, lies one of the most debated underwater discoveries in history. In 1986, a diver exploring the region stumbled upon what looked like a massive stepped pyramid made of stone. The structure, now known as the Yonaguni Monument, lies about 80 feet underwater and appears to feature terraces, platforms, staircases, and even what some believe resemble carvings of animals. To some researchers, this is evidence of an ancient civilization that existed long before recorded history, a culture advanced enough to carve massive monuments from solid rock. If true, it would rewrite human history as we know it. Others argue that the monument is nothing more than a natural geological formation. Sandstone and shale can erode into flat, step-like patterns, and the ocean's currents could have shaped the structure over thousands of years. But the sheer scale of the Yonaguni Monument makes it difficult to dismiss so easily. Some divers claim to have found features resembling roads, walls, and even a massive humanoid face carved into stone. If these details are authentic, it suggests that parts of human history remain hidden beneath the waves, waiting to be rediscovered. Regardless of whether it is a natural wonder or a lost city swallowed by the sea, the Yonaguni Monument continues to captivate and terrify those who dive into its shadowy depths. 7. Ghost ships, silent vessels in eternal rest. Few discoveries are as eerie as ghost ships, vessels found adrift or sunken with no sign of crew, frozen in time beneath the waves. The ocean is littered with shipwrecks, but some stand out as uniquely haunting. Take the SS Orang Medan, a Dutch freighter reportedly found drifting in the Strait of Malacca in 1947. According to accounts, a distress signal was picked up with a chilling message. All officers, including the captain, are dead. Lying in chart room and bridge. Possibly whole crew dead. When rescuers boarded the ship, they allegedly found the crew's bodies sprawled across the deck, their faces frozen in terror. Before the ship could be towed to port, it mysteriously exploded and sank, leaving nothing but rumors behind. Then there are sunken ships that become underwater time capsules. The Titanic, for example, has become one of the most famous wrecks in history. Discovered in 1985 nearly 13,000 feet below the Atlantic, the ship lies in eerie silence, its once grand halls now home to strange bacteria that slowly eat away at the metal. Personal belongings, shoes, jewelry, even unopened bottles of wine, still sit preserved in the darkness, as if waiting for their owners to return. The idea of ghost ships is terrifying because they embody the fragility of human endeavor against the immensity of the ocean. A ship that once carried life and purpose can vanish, leaving only questions and the creeping sense that something unknown claimed it. 8. Titanic's resting place, the ghost of human ambition. No discussion of oceanic mysteries is complete without the Titanic. When the luxury liner struck an iceberg and sank in 1912, it took more than 1,500 lives with it. For decades, the wreck's exact location remained unknown, adding to its legend. When explorers finally found it in 1985, nearly 2.5 miles beneath the surface, the discovery shocked the world. What they uncovered was haunting. The Titanic was split in two, with its bow and stern resting far apart on the seabed. The once grand staircase, chandeliers, and cabins now lay draped in silence, coated in rust and home to strange, alien-looking bacteria colonies. Some parts of the ship are decaying so quickly that researchers believe the wreck could vanish entirely within the next few decades. But what makes Titanic's resting place terrifying is not just its ruined state. It is the personal artifacts that tell stories of lives abruptly cut short. Shoes rest in pairs on the seabed, suggesting where bodies once lay. Dolls, jewelry, letters, and luggage have been recovered, each item a haunting reminder of the human cost. Explorers who have visited the site often describe an overwhelming sense of sorrow and eeriness, as if the ship itself holds on to the memories of its doomed voyage. For some, it is less a shipwreck and more an underwater graveyard. The Titanic reminds us that even humanity's greatest technological marvels are powerless against the raw force of nature. It stands as both a testament to human ambition and a chilling warning about the ocean's indifference. From anomalies that look like crashed spaceships to ruins that may rewrite human history and ships frozen in time beneath crushing pressure, the ocean hides mysteries as chilling as its monsters. But what if some of its secrets are not physical objects at all? What if the most terrifying discoveries come in the form of sounds, vents, and phenomena that hint at a reality stranger than we can comprehend? In the next part, we will dive into the unknown and the unexplained, where science meets fear. So far, we have seen monstrous creatures and eerie ruins lying beneath the waves. But perhaps the most terrifying discoveries in the ocean are not creatures you can see or shipwrecks you can explore. Instead, they are the unexplained sounds, the bizarre ecosystems, and the alien-like environments that challenge everything we think we know about Earth itself. In this final part, we will explore two of the strangest and most terrifying ocean mysteries ever discovered. 9. The Bloop, a sound from the abyss. In 1997, scientists at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, picked up a sound unlike anything they had ever recorded before. Using an array of underwater microphones, they detected an ultra-low frequency noise in the Pacific Ocean that was so powerful it was heard by sensors located over 3,000 miles apart. The sound, later nicknamed the Bloop, was unlike anything caused by earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, or man-made activity. It rose in frequency over about 1 minute, resembling the call of a living creature. But no known animal on Earth is large enough to create a sound that powerful. The discovery sparked wild speculation. Could it be the cry of a colossal sea creature larger than a blue whale? Some suggested it was evidence of a prehistoric monster, still lurking in the depths. Others leaned into the mythological, comparing it to Lovecraft's fictional creature Cthulhu, said to slumber beneath the ocean. Years later, NOAA suggested that the Bloop may have been caused by the fracturing of massive icebergs in the Antarctic, but the explanation has not fully convinced everyone. For one thing, the sound pattern of the Bloop was eerily similar to that of marine life, rather than geological activity. To this day, the Bloop remains one of the most unsettling mysteries of the deep. It is terrifying to imagine that something, living or otherwise, might exist in the abyss, so massive that its voice can travel thousands of miles underwater. 10. Black smokers and alien worlds. Beneath the waves. Imagine descending into the pitch-black depths of the ocean, where pressure is immense and temperatures hover just above freezing. Suddenly, out of the darkness, you encounter towering chimneys spewing black boiling water into the sea. These are black smokers, a type of hydrothermal vent discovered in 1977 along the Galapagos Rift. At first, scientists thought nothing could survive in such an extreme environment. The water gushing from the vents is rich in toxic chemicals like hydrogen sulfide and can reach temperatures of up to 750 degrees Fahrenheit. Yet, to their astonishment, researchers found entire ecosystems thriving there. Giant tube worms, clams, crabs, and bizarre bacteria live in these hostile environments, relying not on sunlight, but on a process called chemosynthesis. Instead of photosynthesis, where plants use sunlight to produce energy, these organisms use the chemicals from the vents as fuel. This discovery was groundbreaking because it proved that life does not require sunlight to exist. If life can thrive in boiling, toxic, high-pressure conditions on Earth, then perhaps it can also exist in similar environments on other planets or moons. Places like Jupiter's moon Europa or Saturn's moon Enceladus, both of which are believed to have subsurface oceans, might host alien life around hydrothermal vents of their own. But there is also something deeply unsettling about these environments. The creatures that inhabit them are unlike anything seen on the surface. Giant tube worms with blood-red plumes, eyeless shrimp that sense heat rather than light, and microbial mats that thrive in toxic sludge. All of it feels like stepping into a different world, one that exists just beneath our own, yet remains almost completely alien. The vents themselves are both beautiful and terrifying. They resemble towering undersea factories, pumping black clouds of superheated water into the darkness, shaping landscapes that look like something from a nightmare. Standing at the edge of a black smoker, a human would be crushed by the pressure, boiled by the heat, and poisoned by the chemicals in an instant. And yet, life flourishes there, challenging everything we thought we knew about biology. Closing thoughts. The deep ocean is a place where the boundaries of science, myth, and fear collide. We have seen creatures like the giant squid and anglerfish that look like monsters, ruins like the Yonaguni Monument that suggest forgotten civilizations, ghostly wrecks like the Titanic that remind us of human fragility, and mysteries like the Bloop and black smokers that force us to question what life even means. What makes these discoveries truly terrifying is not just their existence, but the realization that they are only fragments of a much larger unknown. More than 80% of the ocean remains unexplored. In those vast, uncharted depths could lie creatures more monstrous than the giant squid, ruins older than any civilization we know, or phenomena stranger than anything science has yet explained. The ocean, in its immensity and indifference, is perhaps the greatest reminder of how small and fragile humanity truly is. We look to the stars for alien life, yet beneath our own oceans lies a world just as alien, teeming with mysteries, dangers, and wonders waiting to be uncovered. So the next time you look out at the sea, remember, its surface is only a mask. Beneath, there is a world we are not ready to face, and perhaps one we were never meant to fully understand.